Deadpool 3 just a month away, but I can't wait. Let's warm up for it with the comic version of this duel. What is up guys, welcome back to the Figure Hideout. Today we are unboxing the first product from Honō Studios, the comic book version of Wolverine. The timing of this release is perfect. With Deadpool 3 on the horizon, Wolverine is back in the spotlight and became one of the hottest topics of these days. I am really looking forward to this new Wolverine. The official images look fantastic. Well, until that one comes out, let's focus on this comic book version for now. About Honō Studios, it is a new sub-brand introduced by Hot Toys at the end of year 2023. To summarize the official brand introduction, Honō is aimed at the 1/6 action figure entry-level market, featuring a diverse range of works by designers from around the world. So far, they have released this Wolverine and Magneto. It seems that Honō Studio is focusing on comic series, and most importantly, the prices are much lower than Hot Toys' main production lines. This Wolverine figure is priced at $160 US, which is a very competitive price. I mean, it's 2024 and it's from Hot Toys. A similar product from Sideshow was priced $250. The price of this one is more affordable for most collectors, and the production speed was really fast, just over 6 months from pre-order to shipping. Starting with the packaging, the box features a all-new design in Wolverine's yellow. The front has a character photo with the X-Men logo under it. And on the back side, there are some product photos and safety instructions. The box opens from the top and bottom. This cardboard has an introduction of Honō Studios. The instructions of this figure are printed on the back side of this cardboard, with Wolverine in the middle, and the instructions for each part is in a comic book style drawing box, which looks pretty interesting. Inside, the figure is in a plastic tray, just like Hot Toys products, along with 2 extra facial expression pieces, hands, claw effects, and the stand. There's also a backdrop included under. About the height and weight of this figure, with the black part of the mask included, the height is about 31 cm tall, slightly shorter than the movie version. If you try to put the movie version's head sculpt on this body, the proportions don't really match well because this neck is too long and thick, so I guess we just wait for the Deadpool version to be released. But this figure is quite heavy, it weighs around 480 grams, compared to the 320 grams for the movie version. The weight comes from the new body. The proportions and dimensions of the limbs and torso are newly made. This body captures the comic book feel with very nicely made muscle lines. The torso has hard abs, which are part of the figure's body, while the chest and back muscle, including this neck, are covered by a soft rubber overlay to create this muscular appearance. The thighs are completely solid, very thick and hard. These muscles feel very three-dimensional as well. The arms are made with silicone materials, and this one single aspect already makes it way better than the Sideshow version. I mean, Sideshow make great statues, but their action figures, I'm not gonna say it, but you know. In terms of price and quality, Sideshow has nothing left to attract me. The arms are super thick in size, almost as thick as the legs of the movie version. The muscle shape, including biceps, triceps, and forearm muscles, is very realistic, with obvious blood veins on both the inner side and outer side of the arms. Both arms are almost the same in appearance. The skin tone is in a realistic skin color, slightly paler than the movie versions, but the skin texture is still in this grainy type of look. The arm hair is painted as well, all the way from shoulders to wrists. Comparing with the movie version, these hair look more cartoonish because they are longer and thicker. About the quality of these arms, there shouldn't be any issues with cracking over time. The material is pretty soft, and except the biceps are made empty because they need some room when they're bent. The rest are solid. You can see how soft they are while I squeeze them. And most importantly, the elbows don't stretch extremely when they are bent. This part of the muscle maintains a good flexibility without being stretched too tight. Therefore, I don't think the arms will crack or anything as long as you don't treat them too wildly. However, always monitor the temperature and humidity of the display environment to make them last even longer. The internal structure is metal, so there is only very little risk of joints breaking. The elbows are made with gear joints, so the arms can stay very still with no bouncing back. The shoulder joints have upward and downward movement. You can put the arms slightly lower or push them a bit higher. These shoulder armors are connected with the arms, and this is helping the arms to have a much better articulation. They attach similarly to some of the Iron Mans, with 2 slot holes on the shoulders, and the armors can be easily slide in. The suit material is a thin, elastic fabric. It's not extremely stretchy, but enough to make the muscle pop out, and without being too tight. The surface has these tiny dot patterns. You can feel them by touching. The pants are made from the same material, and on the sides, there are these thin line patterns. The ribcage and trapezius areas have these printed claw marks, similar quality to the patterns on most of the Spider-Man suits. While these 2 stitching seams are still on the trapezius, the major seam is on the back this time, unlike Spider-Man figures where it's on the ribs. The arm covers are made from soft rubber with metallic blue paint and leather texture on the surface. And this side has some linear patterns as well. And the leg guards are made in the same way. The blue parts of the suit have different textures on the surface. The shoulder armors are smooth, while the trunks have a woven look. The belt and trunks are one piece, but the red part of the belt and buckle looks a bit blurry in terms of sharpness and texture. The ankles are segmented, and there is a joint for the toes, but they didn't do anything to hide or cover the joints and these little holes, probably because this is a comic book figure, but still, I wish they could have done something for that. The good thing that brought is the toes can bend upward with a very big range. The connections of the feet are not ball joint this time, but they are pretty tight enough for the figure to stand without a support. About the head sculpt, this mask is made with soft rubber. The black areas also have a leather texture. The yellow parts have a woven texture like the trunks, but their sharpness could be better as well. The brows, eye sockets, and nose have these wrinkles for details. The paint job, especially around the white eyes, is well done. The default expression is a calm face. The sculpt is pretty simple. As this is a comic book character, there really isn't much details besides the basic skin tone paint application. The figure comes with a pair of open hands, featuring blue gloves with a piece with 3 claw holes in the back. The details of these holes are not so good. If these holes were made real, it could look much better. The only additional pair of hands are these with claws. The claws are much longer than the movie version, almost double the length. They are plastic, but as you can see, they are quite flexible. The tips are very sharp, so handle them with care. And we have 2 extra facial expressions, a smiley face and a Wolverine classic angry face, both with exposed teeth. The detail on the teeth and gums is okay, but again, compared to some of the similar facial expressions from the movie Masterpieces series, these are made much simpler with not a lot of details. The 6 claw effects are half transparent and flexible. They look like slashings. You can attach them simply by clipping them onto the claws. There are 2 ways to use them, covering the entire claw, or just the front part, which looks more like a long-distance attack. The design of the stand is pretty simple, featuring a large black and yellow base with Wolverine's name on it. It comes with a clear tube and a support. The main course is the backdrop. It is made of thin plastic, and the entire thing can be opened to insert your comic book for display. If you don't have a comic book, you can cut out the card at the bottom of the box along the dot lines and use it as a backdrop. The entire thing is designed very simple, but I think it actually looks pretty good. For the articulation, the head can tilt up and down and sideways about 45 degrees. With full 360 degrees rotation. But be careful of contact between the head and suit when moving the head. The arms can raise to 90 degrees, and with 360 rotation. The elbows can bend over 90 degrees, with about 30 degrees of inward and outward rotation. The torso can tilt forward and backward about 20 degrees. The torso has independent chest and waist joints that can be moved separately, allowing for a 90 degrees of rotation. The thighs can be pulled down. After pulling, they can achieve almost 90 degrees forward and side kicks. 20 degrees for backward kicks. The thighs have a slight rotation ability as well. And the knees can bend to about 120 degrees. The toes can bend upward with a really big range like I said earlier, and the ankles have a decent range of motion too. Overall, this comic book Wolverine from Honō Studios offers a great value as an entry-level collectible action figure. I mean, it's licensed with high quality silicone arms, and most importantly, the price is only $160. The materials and craftsmanship are pretty much same as other Hot Toys products, except for fewer accessories and slightly less details on parts like the claw holes, belt, and teeth. But anyway, this is a solid figure, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more products from this series. Alright, there you have it, the comic book version of Wolverine from Honō Studios. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Remember, play with the style. I'll see you guys in the next one.